All right, the RW Wrestling Podcast is back with a Retromania review.
Via Soundwaves.
Wrestlemania 27.
Why?
Well, we'll figure out why.
Will we? Though?
Here's why.
Somebody tell me. I really want to know. Why did you do this?
Well, because it was 10 years ago that this show happened. But anyways, we started off with a lumberjack match for the United States title. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan.
Pre-show.
Oh, I didn't watch the pre-show. Sorry about that.
No, we'll just knock it through. You didn't miss much.
You really didn't.
Yep. Oh, actually, you didn't miss quite a historic moment. But we'll get there.
So, Bryan did a clothesline and then the yes kicks to Sheamus. Sheamus did a clothesline to Bryan, and then he did the 10 beats of the bell ram to Bryan. Sheamus did a backbreaker to Bryan. Sheamus starts attacking the lumberjacks on the outside. Bryan does his running knee off the apron to Sheamus. Then there's just a big brawl between the lumberjacks and everyone, so this match is pretty much broken down at this point. So then Teddy Long comes out and says, holla, holla, holla. He doesn't make it a tag team match. He says,
he says everybody's going one-on-one with The Undertaker. The streak's going to be 50-0 by the end of this match.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, he goes, we're going to make this a battle royal. So Sheamus and Bryan ends in a no contest. 2 out of 10.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, it was fine for what it was doing, but it only went like 2 minutes.
It's better than what this battle royal is going to get.
Yeah, it only went 2 minutes, so I mean, what can you really expect?
So you mean to tell me at WrestleMania 27 they had a 2-minute bullshit lumberjack match, and then WrestleMania 28 they had an 18-second match?
Oh yeah, I said the same thing. I said their combined WrestleMania time in 2 matches was like 2.5 minutes.
Exactly.
The Undertaker's entrance today was longer than that.
Everybody's entrance today was longer than that.
Oh, it's true. The ramp is pretty long.
All right, so I'll do some highlights of the battle royal and then run down who was in it and eliminations.
Highlights of the battle royal, no.
There aren't very many highlights, but Yoshitatsu was in it, and Yoshitatsu breaks the big man rule by jumping into Mark Henry's arms.
He gets eliminated.
Yes. Good man.
The Great Khali and Chris Masters start doing a chop battle.
Yep. Masters thought it was a great idea to chop back. It didn't make any sense.
JTG got the Khali head chop off of the top rope.
Ouch.
Chris Masters was a dumbass and put the master lock onto Drew McIntyre when he was on the apron.
Oopsie. Flippy. Bye.
Evan Bourne did the shooting star press to Drew McIntyre.
And they got fucked.
Sheamus did a bro kick to Daniel Bryan. The Great Khali wins, but I'll run through the eliminations and who was in it.
There you go. There's what you need to know. That's how much highlights we had, and the Great Khali wins. That's the historic moment.
Gross.
So R-Truth was in it, and he was eliminated fourth by the Usos.
And the Usos look nothing like the Usos now.
The Great Khali was in it, and he obviously won. DH/David Hart Smith was eliminated 11th by the Great Khali. Mark Henry was eliminated 7th by Zack Ryder, Tyson Kidd, and Primo. Johnny Curtis was eliminated 15th, a.k.a. Fandango, but he was eliminated by Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and William Regal. Evan Bourne was eliminated 17th by Sheamus. Trent Beretta was eliminated 14th by Drew McIntyre. Chris Masters was eliminated 16th by Drew McIntyre. Yoshitatsu was eliminated 3rd by Mark Henry. JTG 12th by the Great Khali.
Yo.
Chavo Guerrero 10th by Drew McIntyre. Tyler Rex 1st eliminated by the Great Khali. Ted DiBiase 19th by Drew McIntyre. William Regal 18th by Ted DiBiase. Drew McIntyre 20th by Daniel Bryan. Kurt Hawkins 2nd by the Great Khali. Tyson Kidd 13th by Daniel Bryan.
Still talking about the Jobber Battle Royal?
Primo 8th by the Great Khali. Zack Ryder 9th by Daniel Bryan. Jimmy Uso 5th by Mark Henry. Jey Uso 6th by Mark Henry. Daniel Bryan 21st by Sheamus, and Sheamus 22nd by the Great Khali. 2 out of 10. Fuck.
I'm pretty sure Khali just stood in that corner and threw people over the entire match. He didn't really do anything.
2 out of 10.
I'm glad I missed all. I'm so sorry I missed that.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in you.
I'm pretty sure, based on the standards of this podcast, you got to go back and now go watch it because we had to suffer through it. So you have to too.
Okay.
All right, so we're on the main card. And what happens, Albert? Because this is your specialty.
Wow.
All right. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, he's the host, and he comes out and he hypes up the whole show. He doesn't listen to the matches on the card, but he does a little. He says it's for Atlanta, it's WrestleMania, all that kind of stuff. I thought one of the cool lines was, "This is bigger than Christmas. No offense, Santa, but we're in hot Atlanta," or something like that. He just says anything specific about anybody. I don't think he mentioned anything about John Cena.
He made the fans chant Yabba Dabba.
Yeah, that's right.
That was dumb.
Yeah, he basically he's just being a hype man for the whole show. He does it for almost 10 minutes.
And he's like, when I say wrestle, you say mania.
Yeah, I can't hear you. We can do louder than that.
It sucked.
Yeah.
This is the one time I can say I did not like a Rock promo. This sucked.
Yeah, the Rock could have said a lot less and it would have been better.
Also, I don't think opening your biggest show with the way you open your actual shows is the best way to do it.
No.
He does a little better later, so at least there's that.
Oh, no, the one later is better, yes.
But yeah, so The Rock wastes about 20 minutes of our time. So at this point, you got a sour note at this point in time, because you're like, okay, I had the Sheamus Bryan match, which could have been good, but it was definitely too short.
Don't worry, it'll be better next year.
Yeah. And then you got the Jobber Battle Royal with the Great Khali taking a victory. And then you got 20 minutes of Rock just wasting time by pausing after every word.
And now we get to see Edge's last match, or for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So we have a World Heavyweight title match. Edge goes against Alberto
El Coqueno
Del Rio.
Okay, before you go into the match, just to add on to your idea of wasting time. So on my version here, it went from the first second The Rock came out. Including all the hype, all the Rock's bullshit, and the first bell in this match, it was 23 minutes and 30 seconds until that bell rang.
Yeah, until we actually had wrestling at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was probably the exact same for us. We didn't time anything.
Well, actually, it's probably more because this is my version. This isn't even your version.
Yeah,
so they could have edited something out.
Yeah, you're right. He could have got the edited version. We could have got the 30-minute extended cut.
The actual live edition.
Thanks, WWE.
Thanks, guys.
You couldn't have cut this one? God.
So first things first is you see Brodus Clay.
Yep, that's what I need at my WrestleMania. Yeah, Brodus Clay.
Somebody call my mama.
No.
I know, I'm kidding. It's pre-phone source.
I was just saying I wasn't going to call your mom. You can call your mom if you want to.
I have.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Good enough.
So Edge bitch slaps and backdrops Del Rio. Edge sends Del Rio on the outside. Del Rio throws Edge's arm into the barricade and then hits his hand on the steps. Del Rio does an armbar on Edge. Del Rio
armbar.
Del Rio snaps Edge's head back and locks Edge's arm in the ropes. Del Rio hits Edge with Edge's arm on the announcer's table. Del Rio does an arm lock onto Edge. Edge gets thrown onto the outside. Actually, no, he does a helo on the outside of Del Rio, where he just slings himself over the top rope, which looked actually really cool because I never really saw Edge do that before.
At least at his age, anyway.
Well, he was 37 here.
Yeah, when he was younger, he would do that all the time.
Del Rio did a top rope arm drag to Edge. Edge did a spinning heel kick to Del Rio and a big boot. Edge did a clothesline and a flapjack to Del Rio. Del Rio does the arm breaker to Edge. Edge does the Edge-O-Matic to Del Rio. Del Rio does the cross arm breaker to Edge. Edge then hangs Del Rio onto the ropes. Del Rio does a top rope enziguri to Edge. Brodus Clay and Christian start fighting outside, and Brodus Clay does the fall-away slam to Christian. Edge does the execution to Del Rio. Brodus Clay runs Edge's arm into the turnbuckle. Del Rio does the cross arm breaker to Edge again. Edge gets a modified cloverleaf onto Del Rio. Christian, at this point in the match, kind of just runs into the frame and just gives Clay a tornado DDT on the outside.
Out of nowhere.
Edge gave a spear to Del Rio. Edge wins and defends his title. That's his last match until 2020.
And the first time he defended a world title at WrestleMania. Or the only time.
Because he lost the last 3 years previously.
Yep. Have any extra notes on that, Albert?
Yeah, it was the same old story with Del Rio. He goes to the arm, and that's all he does. And then he kicks you, and then goes back to the arm. Like arm bar, arm breaker, arm bar, arm breaker, all that shit. No problem with that. It's just like, that's why he's so bad. No, I'm sorry, not bad. He's so boring.
They should rename him Alberto the Armor.
Yeah. Brodus Clay was out there, Christian. I thought the coal mine thing, I forgot that Cole did this. He separated himself from the announce table. It's called the coal mine. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the coal mine was there.
Yeah, well, not for long, though. Let's see here. That bug-eyed Edge image we got, that was freaking hilarious because didn't the camera zoom in on it? Or was that Randy Orton?
It was really weird.
Yeah. I like that little cloverleaf move. I thought it was. I didn't know what to call it. I thought it was like some kind of like reverse sharpshooter or some shit.
Well, that's why I called it a modified cloverleaf because he's like doing a cloverleaf, but he's like facing sideways versus. So he's facing hard cam versus facing like.
Yeah, away from the guy. Yeah. Yeah, so after the match is over, Edge and Christian bust up that Rolls Royce, which is probably not even a real Rolls Royce, so good idea right now. Cole had a good line though. While Edge and Christian are busting up that car, Cole's like he's all adamant about Alberto Del Rio's his cars get busted up, and he puts out this line which is really good. How is Del Rio going to get home? That was hilarious.
Well, I thought it was hilarious at first before Christian grabbed like the tire iron and the lead pipe. Where Edge is like, he puts his title on it.
He's just jumping on it.
And then he jumps on the top of it and gives it an elbow drop.
Yeah. No wonder he had to retire. That was probably what did it.
That's what I said.
But then Christian grabs the tire iron and gives it to him, and then he starts scratching the paint and.
Yeah. I honestly thought that little bit of like that happened. In a way, for a second, I felt bad for Del Rio until I just found out how bad of an actor he is. Like, dude, you suck. There's no... Shut up. Stop it.
Yeah, so...
But I won the Royal Rumble.
I won the biggest Royal Rumble ever.
At that point.
To main event WrestleMania, and I opened the show.
Yeah.
No shit. I mean, that tells you what the World Heavyweight Championship was about at the time. Unless certain people had it.
Well,
and Edge wasn't that...
When your opponent is Del Rio, do you really want to put that at the end?
I don't know. The other world title match is The Miz and John Cena. So
I'd rather have Miz and Cena just due to name value versus Del Rio and Edge, because Edge, don't get me wrong, he's a great wrestler, but he's not a bigger household name than Cena.
Nope, that's true.
Like, if you said the name Edge to a non-wrestling fan, 98% of them are going to be like, who?
You too?
You say Cena, they'll be like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
At least it wasn't Edge versus Cena and Miz versus Del Rio.
Oh, dude, that would have been better, because you could have put Miz and Del Rio first and just ended it quick. 18 seconds like Bryan and Sheamus next year. Woohoo!
Fair enough. I gave the match a 7. I thought it was fun.
I gave it a 7 as well.
Yeah, 7's about right.
All right, jackpot.
I do think that it's still a little weird to see faces completely destroy somebody's vehicle. I get the point because they hate Del Rio so much, but he didn't really do anything to deserve his car to get destroyed.
Well, and on top of that, the thing that I thought was weird is, so they're going after they're destroying the Rolls Royce. Okay, you have Brodus Clay there. Why isn't Brodus Clay running up the ramp and taking the fucking tire iron and the lead pipe from Christian?
You didn't know Brontosaurus Rexes get knocked out by tornado DDTs?
I
did not know that.
Yeah, apparently that's what we learned in this match.
Yeah, I'm sure he was still selling it when they were busting the car up, so, hey, good. Selling is good. We know this.
So then,
Kidding.
did we go right into the next match, or do we have a promo?
Other than Michael Cole and Lawler bickering at each other, no, there's no promo.
All right, so we get Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio.
Man, did Cody have some generic ass music, man?
Yes, he did. Dude, it was horrible.
Whoa! Brr, brr,
Generic.
brr.
Generic. So what generic music is this? Like number 7?
Yeah.
Is that
I mean, they
number
lost
7?
their way after generic music number 5.
True.
But,
Everything
I mean,
after 5 sucked.
the story of this one is good. Because the story is pretty much Rey Mysterio has a knee brace on. He gave Cody a 619. It quote-unquote broke his face.
On dashing Cody Rhodes now.
Yep, so now he's wearing a mask. A plastic mask. Pre-COVID.
Well, pre-COVID.
So Mysterio does a hurt.
Before we do that,
Okay.
I do want to bring it up because I'm a Star Wars fan. When Cody's in the corner and he has hood on and Rey Mysterio's music hit, they stayed on Cody's face for a minute, and I got some Anakin Skywalker vibes from it.
Ooh.
So I just wanted to bring it up. Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, so Rey gives a Hurricane Rana to Rhodes. Cody does a snapmare to Rey. Cody does a disaster kick to Rey. Cody has a camel clutch to Rey. Cody kicks Rey in the gut and then does an Alabama slam. Cody is then choking Rey into the ropes. Cody puts a nerve hold on Rey. Cody does a really awesome vertical superplex to Rey. He keeps him up there for a good chunk of time.
Doesn't bring up any staircases, though.
Nope, that was last week. Rey does a baseball slide and a Hurricane Rana on the outside of the apron. And then he does a top rope seated senton to Cody. Cody does a German to Rey. Rey does another Hurricane Rana to Cody. Cody slingshots Rey into the ropes. Cody then removes Rey's knee brace. Rey does a top rope moonsault to Cody, and at this point Michael Cole's going, Rey Mysterio's fine. He just did a perfectly good moonsault without a knee brace.
Oh, dude, it was so annoying. Shut
Yeah,
up.
but no, the face mask is perfectly legal, though.
So then at this point, Rey removes Cody's face mask. Rey does a 619 and a frog splash to Cody. And he hits the frog splash on Cody's knees. Rey puts on Cody's face mask and starts headbutting him. And then does a flying headbutt off the top rope.
Oh, Cole got so pissed when he put the mask on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rey then runs at Cody. And Cody hits Rey with his knee brace. So Cody's outside the ring. And Rey is going to go do a tope. Cody grabs Rey's knee brace and hits him right in the face when he's jumping out of the ring. Then Cody rolls him in, does the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes wins.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good story, to be honest with you. Yeah. I wasn't at first because the match was kind of slow, but as it progressed, yeah, they started going into the story really well with all the braces and the masks and all that stuff, and they kept going back to what they hated about the other guy. So Mysterio went after the leg, and then Rhodes went after Mysterio's own mask, his own face. You know, he's trying to disfigure his face because he's disfigured, right?
Well, exactly.
To me, Cody was pulling off performance art inside of what is performance art. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, Cody was a great highlight in this match. This is probably where he learned his... Nowadays, he likes to do more story-driven matches versus quality.
Yeah, supposed to do more convoluted matches.
This is where he learned it from, is right here. 'Cause this was all storyline. Like, hey, you're going for my face. I'm going for your knee.
Yep. In regards to Cody's looks, between Cole and King were going at it, after each other. You know, every time one would say something, the other would say something back. So, Cole called him dashing Cody Rhodes, and then King says in reference to Cody's looks, after his face is all fucked up, quote unquote, Cody could scare a hot dog off a bun. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I laughed. I'm sorry. I popped
That
a little
was
bit.
so stupid. Like, what the fuck?
I know, but that's what's great about it. Let's go. Cody chants for breaking out. So good for Cody at this point. Like the fans knew that Cody was good. It's just that anyone above like a mid card wrestler on up just didn't know Cody was good.
Oh yeah,
or how
the fans were digging Cody.
Yeah. The delayed vertical suplex was always cool. It was off Brett's throat too, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this stuff. Yeah, the story was really good. I gave it an 8. I liked it.
I gave it an 8 as well.
I gave it a 7.5. I was distracted by how young and skinny Cody looked in this match in comparison to anything that he is now.
And he looks weird without knee pads.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah. I might have given it an 8.5 if the match had started a little bit like a little bit faster. Like if Rey Mysterio had done like his little flurry of offense and then Cody Rhodes shuts him down. I might have given it an 8.5, maybe a 9. But either way, I gave it an 8. It was a great story. So kudos to those guys for that.
Legend kept going, all right, how many times are we going to attempt the Hurricane Rana spot? And I'm like, well, they've done it differently every single time.
Yeah. I also counted 5 leg slaps, by the way. 5 leg slaps. I was hoping there'd be more because I was going to say, okay, well, since we can't do leg slaps, we got to talk about them.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be $25,000.
Yep.
Ouch. $5,000 a piece? Ugh.
Yeah, no, you're going to make sure that you don't fucking do those leg slaps anymore.
True.
Yeah.
So then do we get a backstage segment?
Not till after the next. Actually, the next match is the 8-man tag match. So
The quote-unquote next match.
All right, so we have the core, who is Wade Barrett, Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, and Justin Gabriel, taking on the team of Santino Marella and Kofi Kingston and Big Show and Kane.
I'm gonna be very clear. I'm so happy that I don't understand it. I guess it's because Wade Barrett took the title from Kofi like on Monday or some shit. But the fact that Vladimir Kozlov got replaced with Kofi Kingston.
Well, they claim that the core beat Kozlov down and he was injured.
I'm just saying, I said to you, had Kozlov been in that spot instead of Kofi, I would have cheered for the core, and they get their asses handed to them.
No shit.
Big Show, Kane, Santino, whatever, and Kozlov. I can't cheer for that team. I'm sorry.
Well, thankfully, you don't have to cheer for him very long. Because Santino does a hip toss to Slater. Big Show does a clothesline, a backdrop, and a splash to Slater. Kane comes in. I don't know what he did first. I can't remember who he attacked first, but he did an uppercut to Gabriel. Jackson does a spear to Big Show. Kingston does the Trouble in Paradise to Barrett. Kingston does a splash on the outside to Jackson and Gabriel. Santino does the Cobra to Slater. Big Show does the KO punch to Slater. So Santino Marella, Kofi Kingston, Big Show, and Kane win.
Slater, the only legal man of the entire match for the core.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but he didn't tag out. Not once. So way to take it for the team, sir.
Yep. This WrestleMania and their squash matches, typical booking, right?
Yeah, I guess if there's one guy for the core that may have gotten over, it's Ezekiel Jackson because he clotheslined the shit out of Big Show. But other than that, there is nothing in this. For the core, anyway. Nothing.
Yeah, the one guy who didn't have a title got that spot with the Big Show, and everybody else just got buried.
Yeah, and I will say this: at least there was the Cobra spot, and there was the trombone spot. So at least there was something. And I'm not. And I know it's a low bar. Trust me.
You just did a bar on one of my least favorite wrestlers, so I don't have a bar.
Yeah, I mean, because after the match, Santino does his stupid trumpet or trombone thing.
Trombone thing, yeah.
And Big Show joins him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw Santino shake hands with Kane. I'm like, God damn it.
And he's trying to get Kane to join him because don't Kofi, Big Show, and Santino do it?
I don't know about Kofi, but I know Big Show does.
I don't know because there was right when they were going to do the trombone thing, they go to highlights, and then when it comes back to the highlights of my version, I see just Santino doing it, so I didn't see Big Show doing it.
Big Show started doing it right before they went to highlights.
Yeah. Big Show joined him. Kofi looked hype as fuck, by the way.
Yeah, even his ring entrance, he was all like, "Yeah, let's go, yeah."
When he knew he was going to do 2 moves, and that was it.
They did the raising the hand spot, and he's still jumping up and down.
Well, because he's like, fuck, man. We're done already?
Well, yeah, he knows he's about to get paid pretty good for a 2-minute match. I mean, what's not to be excited about?
He did 2 moves.
Yeah, one was a Trouble in Paradise, and one was a pretty good double splash to the outside.
Yeah. So this is a match basically that got all these guys on the card, and I don't think it was necessary.
No, that was the Battle Royal on the pre-show.
That too.
Well, this too. I mean, they could have gotten rid of this and added maybe a few more minutes to Cody Mysterio, maybe, or maybe Del Rio Edge. In hindsight, I don't know.
This would be one of 3 matches where I said they could have taken time away from.
Yeah.
Or add on to this and take away other things. I mean, it's some Victory Road shit here. This is some Victory Road bullshit right here. Sorry.
I mean, technically, this is a match, not filler.
It's a match filler.
Yeah, but.
Do we have a term for match fillers?
No.
Can't be Victory Road.
We need to think of rating for this.
No, I got you. Before we
we have to rate this one? Oh, dang.
Before we rate the match, so we got Victory Road filler for promos. ECW December to Dismember filler.
Oh, yeah. Okay, December to Dismember filler. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Matches,
okay, we have
December
Victory Road, yeah.
filler.
I gave this match a 1. It's a dud. It's a
I'll
1.
give it 1.5 just for Kofi's few moves, because he hit that Trouble in Paradise pretty good, and then his double splash was pretty good too. The rest was garbage.
I gave it a 3 because I like 3 of the guys in here.
Kofi,
Fair enough.
Big Show and Kane.
Fair enough.
I mean, I couldn't even justify giving it a 5. That's how bad it was.
Well, Wade Barrett's good too. It's just that right now the Nexus angle was going really well until John Cena essentially was taking the barrier.
And then fucking CM Punk took over the Nexus, and now the Core's here. The core group is supposed to be the core group of the Nexus, but Ezekiel Jackson wasn't one of them.
He was never even in the Nexus.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't one of them.
Oh, Tonga would have had to be in there.
And as far as I'm concerned,
Michael Tarver.
And as far as I'm concerned, the Core should have done a run-in on the Orton Punk match because they should be mad at Punk. They really should. But they didn't do that.
No.
So.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine because I love the match as is.
Yeah,
the
me too.
Match.
All right, so now we have The Rock backstage. He's talking to Eve.
He's trying to get with Eve.
Oh, yeah, no, he's trying to fuck her.
Oh, either way, he's back there talking to her. And he says, I got a gift for you. Feel the dream, and he flexes his left arm. And even I'd fondle his left arm. It's fine. The Rock tells Eve that he can create a magical moment with anyone who comes around this corner. He's just The Rock. He just creates magical moments. And Eve says, "Okay, Rock, turn around," and it's our favorite Mae Young.
Mae Young's tits. Mae Young's tits.
Mae Young's tits.
So The Rock says, "Mae Young." Mae Young, he's like, "Oh crap, it's Mae Young." But Mae Young, how can we help you? Mae Young says that she wants to show the Rock her tits. I mean, she said she wants the people's strudel.
That was good. I like that.
Me too.
Yeah. And so he says, "Do you want to see the people's strudel? You mean big fella? Oh no. So then he goes, "Wouldn't you rather see some strudel from someone around your own age? You know, like Moses." All the old jokes are coming out. He also called her Divasaurus. Did you guys catch that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes, Rock says, "Eve, Mae Young, meet Eve. You know, one of your childhood friends. You know, Adam and Eve." I thought that was hilarious.
It was pretty funny.
And as Eve is leaving, or as Eve is going to escort Mae Young to her seat, Mae Young pinches Rock's ass and he jumps like, "Mae Young, you freaking weirdo old lady,
you horny bastard."
Could anybody else?
And then so he Rock's getting a little pissed off because like, of all the people coming around the corner, it had to be Mae Young. It had to be. Why couldn't anybody? He turns around and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they exchange what I will call quote-unquote pleasantries. And Austin walks off, and then we go to the Orton Punk match.
Woo!
So at least this was better than the opening promo.
Everything The Rock does,
even
the next one. The next one actually got me. I laughed my ass off at the next Rock bit.
Yeah, because like the beginning promo from The Rock sucked because it was insert catchphrase here, insert catchphrase here, insert catchphrase here. Yabba dabba.
Yeah.
Everything else he does is funny. minus the very end.
I told Chris he should have stole Jericho's gimmick before Jericho did it, and just came out there, got all the fans to cheer, pretend to talk, and just turn heel and leave.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then come back at the end and give Cena the rock bottom and all that.
True.
Yeah, like he comes out in the light bright jacket and he does his posing on the corner on the turnbuckle, gets the mic as if to say the finally bit, and he stops like 10 times. He does it like he's about to say finally, and does it 10 times, and then just throws the mic over his shoulder and says, "My bitches."
I mean, he stopped like 2 or 3 times. That's why he should just do that.
Exactly. He should have just came out, did his pose on the turnbuckle, grabbed a microphone, looked like he was gonna do the finally bit, and then just walk away.
Yeah. Finally, I don't want to talk to any of you.
It's like, I took the money, and I'm going to go fuck John Cena over at the end. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
And then get with Eve.
Get with me.
So we got CM Punk versus Randy Orton. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't say hi, Eve.
Oh, yeah, sorry, too late. Sorry, I blew it. I'll get you next time.
Oh, he blew her.
I blew my chance.
So
Storyline continuity?
yeah,
True.
this next feud is a storyline continuity, all right. They're feuding over something that happened 2 years ago.
Can I explain why I find it weird, though? Because CM Punk's trying to get revenge on Orton for what he did to him 2 years ago. So Orton was a heel 2 years ago, attacked a face CM Punk, and took him out with the boot. Okay? So CM Punk gets revenge on Orton, but that makes him the heel in this match.
Yep.
That's logic. I'm okay. Wrestling.
Yeah. So Orton does a clothesline to Punk, and then another that sends Punk onto the outside.
To the outside.
Punk kicks the steps into Randy Orton's leg, because Randy Orton's got a hurt leg. Punk does a top rope crossbody to Orton. Orton does a backbreaker to Punk. So Punk grabs Orton's leg and just drops down to the mat.
Oh, yeah, that was a good spot.
I don't know what to necessarily call that, though.
He just grabbed his leg and hyperextended the knee. That's all he did.
So Punk is kicking Orton's leg in the corner.
Forever.
Punk does his corner knee to Orton. Punk does a knee drop to Orton while he's in the Tree of Woe.
Whoa.
So Orton at this point in time attempts an RKO, but Punk actually just kicks him. Which that was a pretty interesting way to reverse an RKO.
Kicks him in the face. You got that high kick.
Yeah. Just avoid the RKO. That's how you reverse it.
Orton does a superplex to Punk. Punk gets on the outside of the ring and starts pulling Orton back into the turnbuckle, and then starts hitting his legs onto the turnbuckle, or his one hurt leg onto the turnbuckle. And then Punk does the figure 4 onto the turnbuckle onto Orton. Punk then is in the ring and he attempts to do the figure 4 again, but like every time he's like trying to get it in, he keeps hitting Orton in the knee because Orton's trying to fight it. Orton reverses it. Orton does his scoop slam, and then does the Lou Thez press and starts punching Punk. Orton does an angle slam to Punk. Punk does the Anaconda Vice to Orton. Orton does his draping DDT to Punk because Punk is on the outside looking like he's going to attempt to do a springboard or something.
He jumped himself into the ring post.
Yep, jumps him into the ring post. And then Orton does his draping DDT. And then Orton's going to attempt the punt, but Orton's leg gives out. So then he tries to do an RKO to Punk. And Punk just kind of fakes out the RKO. Which that was actually really cool.
That's a really good fake out.
So then Punk's on the outside, does a springboard, and Orton catches him with the RKO on the springboard. 1, 2, 3, Orton wins.
Cane bump.
Yeah.
He did cane bump it.
Yep, a little bit of a cane bump there.
But, to be fair, when you're jumping into the ring,
correct.
I don't think you want to land head first.
Correct. I love that finish. I like that finish. It had a few layers to it that were really cool because Randy Orton's his leg gives out, but he plays possum, almost goading Punk to do exactly what he did. And then he fell for it. It didn't work the first time, but he did it again, and it worked because Punk thought he had the match won, and he went for the springboard move. Of course, you can see the finish coming a mile away because the second he goes up in the air, you know the RKO's coming.
I think the fact they were trying to play it as, well, he just got out of that one, so there's no way they do it again.
Yeah, that's true. And I did like the Punk fake out on the RKO too.
Yeah,
and the way that Orton actually made it look like his leg gave up. When you can see his foot like roll over it.
Yep.
Like he rolled over his own foot and it made it look believable when he fell. Yeah. He was going for the punt.
There's all kinds of like spots where like you know it's coming. Like we talk about Cena, right? When he does those 5 shoulder tackles or whatever the fuck it is, and just don't punch him, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. So you know the RKO's coming, just put your foot out and kick him, right? Or just fake him out, whatever. It's perfect.
Yeah, you got out of it twice.
Yeah, there's some creative ways to get out of that RKO.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's coming? Just when he gets his hands on your head, just push him or something like that. That's what happens more often, but this one was different. It was really cool to see. Especially, like I said, at the end, had a bunch of layers where Punk thought he was outsmarting Orton, but Orton was outsmarting him the whole time and then got him. I thought it was really cool. So, but I have to admit though, the majority of the match was Punk going after the knee of Orton over and over again. And I was at first, I was like, okay, this is getting a little repetitive. All right, but it set up the end. It had to set up the end. It was great.
The only reason you couldn't hit the punt.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, especially like when the hyperextended part, where the Punk had Orton's leg caught, and then he just brought it down. That sold to me that Orton's knee is fucked up, even if it really isn't. It doesn't make any difference. It was a great spot. This match was like, I don't know why this match could have been like the main event, been a lot better, right? Obviously.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. We were like, honestly, this could have main evented WrestleMania for a world title. Like, fuck.
Yeah. I gave it a 9. I liked it.
I gave it a 9. I was wondering where you were going to go with that. I'm glad you were there.
I'm going 9 as well, just because there was nothing that you could say about this match that was wrong. Like, the only thing that could have made it a little better is to get a little more time.
I just didn't know if I was going to be overhyping it by saying 9 because Orton's like my second favorite wrestler or some shit.
No, the thing is this was an Orton that was motivated, and this was also a storyline-driven match. Like, this one wasn't a typical go through the motions type of thing. They were both doing a very good story in this.
Oh, and I stated at the beginning of this that this was the start of a very good year for Punk right here.
Ring psychology matters, people.
And the only reason I gave it a 9 is because, and it's not really the match's fault. It could have had more time.
Definitely could have. You
know, have like the first 5 minutes be a couple like exchanges of wrestling moves between these two guys, and then go to the knee stuff for like the last 10 minutes. You know, make it a 15-minute match. This match needed more time to really get everything to really get the story across better than it was.
Exactly.
They were doing main event level stuff with not main event level time.
Yeah, and like we said, we already know there's like at least 2 other matches, or there's 2 other matches that we know could have had some time cut off, including
the next one.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, including that one, and yeah, okay. Well, okay, yeah. There's a bunch of bullshit. We'll get to it eventually.
So much time could have been cut from this.
All right, so we're in agreement. A 9 out of 10 for Orton and Punk. Then did we go into the match, or did we get the other promo?
We got The Rock.
Okay, cool. This is good. I like this.
And then I'm gonna list off the Hall of Fame inductees, and then we go to Lawler.
Actually, wait. When did the Snoop Dogg thing happen?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I didn't get that. That was on the DVD.
Okay, so we got a segment with Snoop Dogg in it. So like Teddy Long.
They probably cut Snoop Dogg out after he was on AEW a couple months ago.
There's definitely a chance of that. Oh my God. Okay, so Albert, we get this random ass backstage segment where Snoop Dogg and Teddy Long are sitting at a table. And Snoop Dogg's like, yo, I need to audition some people for my tour, dog. And Teddy Long's like, all right, the WWE Superstars will do it for you. So then, the first person you get is William Regal. And William Regal's attempting to rap. He's like, I'm from Blackpool. My name's William Regal. Nothing that I do in the ring is legal.
Oh, God.
And then he says something like, in the ring, I'm always a villain, but at WrestleMania, I'm straight chilling or something like that.
Not the cards. That makes sense.
And then you get, was it Beth Phoenix in the Great Khali's trying to sing "Summer Lovin'" from Grease?
Oh no! Oh god!
And it's just horrible, but it's hilarious at the same time. And then the next thing you see is Yoshitatsu and Chris Masters, and Yoshitatsu bows for, does the Japanese bow first, and Masters looks at him and goes, okay, and then he bows. And then Chris Masters is literally peck dancing to the We Will Rock You beat. Boom, 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 boom. And then Yoshitatsu starts singing it, kind of like William Hung from American Idol.
We will rock you.
Oh.
It's funny.
And then the next thing you see is Hornswoggle comes up. Hornswoggle's at a mic and he's like, and Snoop Dogg
wanted him, and then Teddy Long's like, there's one problem.
He doesn't speak English.
He can't speak.
So then Teddy Long, at first, before that, Zack Ryder starts singing the Friday song. Friday, getting down on Friday. And then Roddy Piper hits him in the head with a coconut.
Oh, what?
And Snoop Dogg says, like, yo, it's my main man, Roddy, for shizzle my nizzle, some fucking Snoop Dogg language, and he goes, Roddy Piper just looks at him and just leaves.
And then the Hornswoggle.
Then Hornswoggle comes up, and so Teddy Long and Snoop Dogg walk out of the room because they're like, all right, he can't even talk. So then for some reason the Bella Twins pop up next to him, and then he just like starts rapping, and you can barely hear what he's saying, but he's like, my name's Hornswoggle Shizzle, I'm WrestleMania Dizzle, and whatever, and he just fades to black.
And then they pose with the Bella Twins, or he poses with the Bella Twins.
Trying to look all cool because he puts on his sunglasses and his hat backwards. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you missed a quality promo. Quality segment.
Quality Victory Road filler. Because
maybe the best Victory Road filler.
I gotta say this. Aside from the Rock promo at the beginning, the filler that's like backstage segments in this show are actually pretty fucking good.
I'm pretty sure you just had more time enjoying recanting that to him because he didn't see it than you did watching it.
Well, yeah, because it's hilarious to fucking see the Great Khali attempt to sing.
I'm gonna go find it on YouTube after I'm done with this. I have to go watch that.
I'll find it for you.
It's like you describing it, like, no offense, but like you're not doing it any justice. I guarantee it. So I have to go watch it.
Well, because it's just fucking random. Like, as soon as Masters started doing the peck dance to We Will Rock You,
that's when I fucking like, what the fuck?
Legend's like, oh my god, this is great. I was thinking that when fucking Zack Ryder starts singing Friday.
Oh god, no, that lost me because that song
Snoop Dogg hits, or Roddy Piper hits him with a coconut.
Friday.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna get on the card, I guess that's the way to do it.
But holy shit! Now you got the Rock promo. What's going on backstage with the Rock?
All right, so the Rock is talking to Mean Gene Okerlund, and Okerlund's like, "This has been a great WrestleMania so far." And the Rock's like, "Yeah, it's what I said at the beginning. We're gonna have the best WrestleMania ever." Whatever. All right, so the Mean Gene says, after his little fake enthusiasm bullshit, the Rock says, "But things are about to get ugly." And Mean Gene's like, "Huh?" So John Cena's #1 fan is upset with me, and he's coming here to confront me.
Oh,
Mean Gene says, "I think he's already here." How Mean Gene knew this to begin with is beyond me. And Rock says, he turns around and you don't see anybody off camera yet. He goes, "Of course it's you."
John Cena's #1
Of course it has to be you. What do you have to say to the Rock? And then the crowd, the camera pans over to fucking Pee Wee fucking Herman. And he's like, "You can't see me, you can't see me, you can't see me." And the Rock says, "You sound ridiculous. But the Rock sees potential in you to be a man. Do you want to be a man and be on Team Bring It? Or you could be a boy and be on the Fruit Loop Troop." Because if you're on Team Fruit Loop Troop, you will look like this. And the camera pans over to Mean Gene, who has Cena's hat and his hat and shirt on. It looks really stupid on Mean Gene with the suit and all that. And Pee Wee's like, "Hey, you look like a tool."
Which is coming from Pee Wee Herman of all people.
Yeah. And Mean Gene's like, well, I know you are, but what am I? And that, for some reason, is fighting words to Pee Wee Herman, and The Rock has to hold him back because they're about to fight, go down over fucking goddamn. All right, so after Mean Gene walks away, Pee Wee Herman says, I want to be on Team Bring It. And so, and The Rock says, well, you know what you have to do. It's like, okay. I was like, if you smell what the pea is cooking.
Well, no, he does it to the point where he just goes, do you smell it? Then he goes, what the pea is cooking.
And then Rock has this like incredulous look on his face, like, oh God, what have I done?
I don't want him on my team.
Yeah, so Pee Wee Herman like just like overdaps The Rock and just pretty much fist bump. The Rock just holds his fist out. Pee Wee Herman does whatever he can to put whatever body part he wants to on it. And The Rock's like,
body part.
Yeah, he didn't put his penis on it that he whipped out during the movie.
I'm surprised he did put his penis on it because, yeah, like you said.
Then that would be Dwayne the Cock Johnson.
Yeah, that's two. Well, hey, that's pretty good. That's two dick jokes in that one little line there. So then The Rock just looks at Pee Wee Herman and just walks away, and then that was it.
I would have walked away from Pee Wee at that point too.
I wouldn't even be engaged. I'm like, oh, it's you? Ah, fuck it.
All right. So then we go to the ring, and Howard Finkel introduces the 2011 Hall of Fame inductees, which were Abdullah the Butcher. The last time we would see Sonny look good. The LOD Hawk posthumously. I'm sorry, not LOD. They call them the Road Warriors or
they call them Road
Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Road Warriors, and it was Ellering and Animal were there. Hawk was inducted posthumously.
And Animal is currently dead.
Now Animal's dead.
Yeah. Posthumously. So Drew Carey, for some reason.
He's still alive. And the crowd booed. That was the best part.
I know. Bullet Bob Armstrong.
Dead.
Oh, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Alive.
And Shawn Michaels. And I was wondering because I forgot who was in this Hall of Fame class.
I forgot who the guy was too.
Me too.
And I was trying to think like who is it? I thought it might have been Flair or something like that, but he had his years ago. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is it? And it's like, oh, that's right, because he just got retired by the Undertaker, right?
Yeah, the year before.
The previous year. Okay, so now it's time for a beer because we go to the match of the night.
Oh, God.
All right, you're out of the podcast if you think this is the match of the night.
It's a special referee match.
No, that's how you're going to call this?
Jerry King Lawler versus Michael Cole.
Legend, you didn't see me with the air quotes when I said match of the night.
And our referee is Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the only cool part of this thing.
Can I point something out about this, though? Because before you start doing this, because they go entrances-wise. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
It goes, the two announcers, Booker T and JR, come out. Then Michael Cole came out interrupting JR. Then Stone Cold came out.
No, then Swagger
came out, which is his manager, the wrestler's manager. Then Stone Cold came out, the referee. Then the other participant in the match. That made no sense to me.
Yeah, the best part about Austin coming out is that he almost ran Jack Swagger over with his four-wheeler.
And he almost ran Michael Cole over, too.
Yeah. Cole jumped into the coal mine like, what are you doing, Austin? Rah, 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 all that kind of shit.
Well, Cole came out and started talking shit
to JR.
To everyone at first. Then he said, Lawler and JR are like people in Atlanta. They're... What did he say?
I don't care.
Something about being over the hill.
Oh, yeah, they're overrated.
He says, like JR, they're overweight, overrated, and over the hill. That's what he said about Lawler and JR. I don't know what he said about Atlanta. I didn't take any notes on it because it was dumb, so I apologize for that. I should have taken notes on it, but I did.
He was talking shit about them, and he's talking shit about the crowd. And then the match, if you want to even call it that.
It was a match. It was just...
So the first thing that happens is Lawler goes outside and starts kicking the shit out of Swagger. Then Cole is in the coal mine, so Lawler walks up to him.
It's probably the only part of the match I liked.
And Cole sticks his hand out of a hole and goes, I'm sorry, Jerry, I'm sorry. Let's shake hands. We're friends.
Let's just be announcers again.
Let's be announcers again. We're friends. So Lawler grabs Cole's arm and starts hitting him against the glass. And then at one point just pulls him into the glass and just has his face imprinted on the glass.
That's the only part of the match I liked.
Lawler climbs into the coal mine and starts throwing coal around all four sides of it, and apparently he was blocking the door. Whatever. Lawler throws Cole into the Raw general manager, or the anonymous Raw general manager stand. Swagger throws Lawler into the apron. Michael Cole does a baseball slide to Lawler.
Ugh, I know. Ugh.
Swagger does the ankle lock to Lawler.
On the floor, right? That was when he was on the floor?
Yep. Lawler gets in the ring, and Cole's just standing on Lawler's leg. Cole does a Vader bomb off of the bottom rope to Lawler.
Don't forget, he was on Brett's rope at first, but then he dropped down to the bottom rope.
Yeah, he was scared.
Oh, I wrote down worst Swagger bomb ever. Vader rolled around in his grave if he was dead.
I mean, technically he is now. Cole does the ankle lock to Lawler.
And Cole lock, yeah. Good Lord. Oh.
Swagger throws in the towel. Austin says no. No. Swagger comes in and is like, what the fuck? And gets a stunner. Lawler does a drop kick to Cole. Lawler does a fist drop off of Brett's rope to Cole. Lawler does the ankle lock to Cole. And Michael Cole taps out. So at this point, Lawler wins, right?
Okay, before we get to the aftermath stuff, like the best part was when Michael Cole's tapping out like this, and Austin's like, "Do you give up?" It's so funny.
Yeah, because he's screaming, "Yes, I give up."
You need to tell me if you're going to give up.
Well, I think one of the best parts too is like when Lawler's outside the ring, Cole's telling Austin to count.
Yeah.
And Austin does. And Austin's not even looking outside. He's looking at Cole going, 1. And he waits like a good 10 seconds. 2.
Well, that's part of the course. Well, that's almost par for the course for most wrestlers. They count to 20 for an hour. So, I mean.
Or you just don't count in AEW.
Yeah, true.
Or you don't count.
But then, so Austin and Lawler are celebrating. And Booker T comes in the ring and tries to do a spinneroonie, and he does one with drinking Keystone Light, by the way.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever noticed them toss beers in the ring that you could actually see the logo on.
Is that an Atlanta-based beer?
I think it might. Well, it's a Budweiser. Keystone's owned by Budweiser. Or Anheuser-Busch, which is the same company that owns Budweiser. Damn. So
then Booker T gets a stunner. And then
I think Keystone is owned by Anheuser-Busch.
You hear the boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. The anonymous general manager is talking. And Josh Matthews gets on the microphone and goes, "Attention, the Raw general manager has sent me an email." And he says, "Because Stone Cold Steve Austin overstepped his bounds for officiating, Jerry Lawler has been disqualified, so Michael Cole wins."
And Lawler's selling it like, what? Say it again? You lost, King. You lost. Wait. Read that again. You were disqualified. You lost. Blame Stone Cold. Don't blame me. I'm just reading the message or the email.
So then at that point, Matthews gets his ass kicked by Stone Cold and Lawler.
Yeah, a lot of babyfaces doing heel stuff in this card. Yeah.
So technically, Michael Cole wins.
Yep.
I'd say my only positive about this is we get to go the rest of the show with Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So obviously this is horrible. Don't get me wrong, but I am going to put a little positive light on this. This was at points this was entertaining. Okay. When Lawler was brought back into the ring the first time, I think it was after the ankle lock, and you see Cole standing on Lawler's leg. Booker T's like, "What's he doing? Calf raises?" So I thought that was hilarious. I don't know why.
Okay.
Because it looks so silly. Michael Cole, like I have to give credit to Cole, and just bear with me here. I'm going to give him credit for making somebody look as legitimately bad a wrestler as anybody could ever do. He pulled it off extremely well.
I don't know if it's intentional.
Yeah, he might just be horrible.
Or he's just horrible, but he made it. But he handed it up, is what I'm saying. I thought it was kind of funny that I'm sorry. I thought it was a little. I thought a storyline here was instituted when Cole got his head rammed into the anonymous GM computer. I thought it was funny.
That part was good.
There was a "You Can't Wrestle" chant broke out, which I thought was hilarious.
I mean, it's the truth.
Swagger throws in the towel, and Stone Cold wipes himself off with it, throws it back at Swagger, and then Swagger needs the stunner. Then all the stuff at the end was this nonsense, because why not just have Lawler win? Because it's not like these two guys are going to wrestle again, so just have Lawler get the win.
Well.
They wrestle again?
It got worse at Extreme Rules.
Oh, no, they wrestle again? Okay, I take back what I said.
Do you remember the match?
Yeah, if this was a one-off, then I'd be totally fine.
Oh, the rematch was
so close. They have a rematch?
A Kiss My Foot match.
Oh, because Lawler had one with Hart, so they got to have one with Cole? Come on.
Oh, man, it was
something.
Something else. Yeah, you walk back there, Vince is like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Let's do a rematch.
Let's do it again.
All right, well, I was going to put this at a 2. Now I'm not. I don't know. I might do it anyway, because as far as I'm concerned, Stone Cold deserves a goddamn Medal of Honor, okay? He's been in he's been a referee for 2 Mania matches that were the absolute shits.
Ain't that the truth?
Can you imagine both these matches about Stone Cold?
I know, right?
Right. It'd have been horrible.
Lost fans left and right.
Yeah, could you imagine, Lesnar and Goldberg getting out there and just getting booed the shit out of the building without Austin out there trying to mediate the crowd's reactions to get him on him. So I'm doing I don't know.
Don't worry, we'll be reviewing that in a few weeks.
That's fine by me. After the Spinneroonie, I think after the Spinneroonie and Booker gets the stunner, I think Jim Ross says no drinking and spinning allowed here or something like that. Like no drinking and driving.
No, he said something to the extent of, I haven't did that in years or something like that. And I'm like, you've never did a Spinneroonie in your life, JR.
He did say something about the spinning and drinking.
Oh, he did? Okay.
He's not wrong about that.
Well, he did say something to the extent of, I haven't did one of those in years. And it's like, you probably never did one ever, JR.
You've never done a Spinneroonie.
Yeah.
You would have fallen over spinning because you drank too much.
Damn it! You crushed me because I was going to give this a 2, and because this is the only time they were going to do it.
Nope, they had.
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah, they had the Kiss My Foot match.
All right, you know what? I'm going to leave it at 2 because at least this match being on its own, the only thing really egregiously wrong with it was how long it went. Other than that, they could have done it in 8 minutes and it'd been fine. I would have given
My
a 4.
God, I know that. I don't know how long the fucking segment was total, but Jesus Christ.
From start to finish to all that.
Probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, pushing it.
Well, it wasn't 30 minutes because it was 15, give or take.
No, with the celebration and the opening, it's probably 20 at least.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go, 20 minutes.
I'm saying 30 because fucking.
I'm
Cole
not gonna
had to
go
do
back
his promo. Cole had to do they had to do the celebration. Then they had to do the general manager says you lost.
In the actual match. So
then they had to show the replays, and you had to show Lawler getting back onto commentary. It's probably 30 fucking minutes.
Doesn't matter from what we get next.
But 1 out of 10.
I gave it a 2. I didn't. I still found positive things about it, but yeah, it's still awful.
Because you're gonna make me do it, I'll give it a 1.
I mean, technically, you could do 0.5.
You can give it a negative 10 if you want.
No, move on.
All right, so then we went right into the next match. No segment. No holds barred match. Undertaker versus Triple H. What a fucking weird turnaround.
Oh, for the last match to this one?
Yep.
One of the
actually, before this match, I watched some WrestleMania week highlights, but it was just like them going around the whole week in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that's where you got the Shawn Michaels going to Triple H's.
Yeah, that was the only thing I thought was entertaining out of that. Shawn Michaels going to Triple H's stand going, I'm your biggest fan, to Shawn, SHAWN. And you see it's Shawn Michaels, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Then there was a WrestleMania reading challenge.
Apparently, yeah.
Great spelling.
Like, what the fuck is that about?
All right, no holds barred.
No holds barred. Undertaker, Triple H. So Taker right away throws Triple H outside. Taker throws Triple H into the steps. Triple H spears Taker into the coal mine.
Good.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. Good.
They get back into the ring. Taker does his jumping clothesline to Triple H and then rams his shoulder into Triple H. Then, Albert's favorite move of all time. He attempts old school, and Triple H reverses it.
And doesn't go for it again. It's great.
Then Triple H does a clothesline to Taker to the outside. Triple H Irish whips Taker into the barricade. They're taking apart the announcer's table, and they're on the announcer's table, and Taker does a backdrop to Triple H off of the table, which looked fucking amazing, because it looks like it hurt him so bad.
Yeah, okay, check this out. So that was basically a 9-foot drop from from Undertaker's head to the floor. It's a 9-foot drop, give or take, maybe a little more. And anybody out there listening to this who's not a wrestling fan says it's fake, fuck you. It's not fake. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
Tell me it's fake again. Tell me it's fake.
Taker gets in the ring.
Soldier Boy, tell him.
Yeah.
Taker gets in the ring and does his tope to Triple H. He tope suicida.
Yeah, he tried the suicide on it. Fucking.
He almost killed himself again.
Yep. All right. Oh shit! This is really exciting, actually. So they're on the outside and they're on top of the steel steps. Taker comes running at Triple H, and Triple H is a spine buster onto the Spanish announcer's table.
Wham!
We didn't do. I'm not trying to steal your gimmick this particular match.
The gimmick doesn't exist anymore. It's fine.
Taker gets in the ring and gives Triple H a chokeslam. Taker does snake eyes to Triple H, which then Triple H reverses into a spine buster.
Again.
Taker does a boot to Triple H. Taker hits Triple H with a chair. Triple H has a pedigree to Taker. Taker does the last ride to Triple H because Triple H has him in the corner and is doing the 10 punches thing. Don't do that to Taker. Taker does a tombstone to Triple H. Triple H has a DDT to Taker onto a chair. Triple H pedigrees Taker twice. Triple H hits Taker with a chair 9 times. Triple H hits Taker right in the fucking head with a chair.
Doesn't pin him here.
Triple H is screaming, "Die! Just die!" Triple H hits a tombstone on The Undertaker. Triple H rolls out to the ring, grabs his sledgehammer, and for some reason he's like raising the sledgehammer with one hand, and I don't know what he's doing with his other hand, but he's like trying to get a crowd reaction to, should I do this or this? Well, then he gets caught in Hell's Gate, and he's trying to get out of it. He's trying to grab his sledgehammer to get out of it, and he can't.
Well, he says it's time, like right before he gets caught in the Hell's Gate. He says it's time, and then Taker immediately grabs him.
Triple H is trying to grab the sledgehammer and hit him with it. He's trying hard. Triple H taps out. Undertaker's streak lives on.
Yep. Yeah, so they should rename No Holds Barred matches, No Fucks Given matches. They really should. These guys didn't hold back.
No.
So, like, even on the entrances, they were freaking, like, we're going to go out, we're going to steal the show. And, like, it wasn't that hard to begin with. And as events would play out at the end, this match obviously stole the show. Because it was, like, half the show.
Oh, definitely.
So, I like Triple H's entrance where he had, I think, what was it, like shield, like Warriors with shields?
He also had the rip-off For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
Had a generic rip-off of a very popular song.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't even notice that. Like, I just thought it was just like a random song. I thought it was like Godsmack or something like that.
Well, no,
it
so you
sounds
hear
exactly like Metallica.
You hear the
not exactly,
dong,
but close enough.
Then you hear
they changed it enough to where you would recognize it, but they didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Triple H. So like the cool part was that it went to the area where he's standing and he's spotlighted and Triple H is in his armor, and then the shields go around him, and then when it comes back to him, he's out of that gear, and then his regular music starts, like time to play the game and all that shit. He walks out, does his regular stuff, and I love his entrance. He did whatever. I love when he spits his water on the camera. It's great.
Oh yeah, you do love his entrance.
The Undertaker stuff was great, but like I'm glad they didn't do much pomp and circumstance for him other than what he already does. Because obviously they saved the entrances for like Cena and Triple H and who else got a big entrance like that? Did anybody else?
Not this show.
I mean, if you want to count Del Rio's with his car.
No, he always does that. Okay, so it's just Cena.
Yeah, because Cena and Miz and Triple H are the only ones that got like special entrances.
Miz wasn't really a special entrance either.
Oh, he had that little hype package behind him.
Yeah, but like it's...
And then the balloons.
So Taker comes out, and did you notice they said his weight was $299?
No, I didn't listen that closely to the weight.
But I probably wouldn't have either. But he said $299. I was like, what? Taker's under 300 pounds? Wow. Okay. Like freaking. Okay, whatever works. Yeah, the getting rid of the coal mine was great. In fact, I'm glad they left it there in a wreckage. So the rest of the night, it was pretty cool to see. Like when the camera would focus on it. Yeah. So again, with the back of the announce table, yeah, tell me it's fake. Get off my nuts. Okay, so
get off his nuts.
So like okay, so false finish number 1 was a pedigree by Triple H. False finish number 2 was a last ride by Undertaker. False finish number 3 was a tombstone by Taker. And then we get 2 more pedigrees. That was false finish 4 and false finish 5. By then, Taker had to do cane bumps. So he did the first pedigree perfect. But then the last 2 pedigrees he did cane bumps. In fact, both his knees came down. I don't even know if he even got up for both of them. He's so freaking tired. And then the sixth false finish of the match was the tombstone by Triple H, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, because normally they don't fucking let him hit it. He normally reverses it.
I fully expect him to reverse and that to be the finish.
Right.
Nope.
So I think, hey Chris, so you're asking about what Triple H was doing with his hands with the sledgehammer and everything. I think they did that so Undertaker could grab Triple H's arm and set up Hell's Gate. That's why I think they did that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But it still looks silly, one way or the other.
Yeah, because normally you would do that where you would have weapon A in one hand and then sledgehammer in the other hand. You go, which one do you want? Like when Foley did it at Backlash when he had Sacco and the Barbie.
Yeah. I thought Taker losing I thought Taker winning like this, he had to pull the match out of his ass because Triple H was killing him, and that fuels their next match in WrestleMania 28 with the Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
And did you guys see those cool grave site signs in the crowd after the match was over?
Yes, that was awesome. Legend specifically like the Diesel one.
I was like, one of these things looks wrong. Yeah, Diesel, what's up?
Diesel, yeah. Who's that guy? The only problem with this match that I had was that it went too long.
Oh, fuck. I didn't care.
I had no problem with how long it went.
After the last match, fuck, this one could have went another 10 minutes.
So, okay, well, I'm saying, so from the hype package for this match to the actual bell was 13 minutes.
So you timed that, but you didn't...
Yeah, you didn't time Lawler and Cole.
I didn't time Lawler and Cole, did I?
You should have.
I said you didn't time that, but you timed this. That's what I was getting.
Yeah, because the last match went way too fucking long. This one went perfect length because the crowd was dying after every near fall.
I'd seen this match before, and I was still like, oh shit, all right.
I don't know, I probably liked it more when I saw it the first time. I'm sorry, I didn't see it when it happened. I saw it after the fact, but like the false finishes, like, I'm okay, I know, whatever. Okay, you kicked out of a pedigree for the 3rd time. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you're fucking Mr. Undertaker. Okay, fine. It's still annoying for false finishes. And I hope WWE learns their lesson, because when they have Brock and Roman and they did like fucking 15 times, I'm like, stop it. We don't need false finishes. At least a lot of them.
Not doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, this particular time it worked, because at this point you had the streak, and every time someone kicked out of a near fall, you're like, oh shit, he kicked out. So
especially when it was Taker, because Taker and false finishes work every time when it's the streak's on the line.
Exactly. So Legend and I fucking loved this match.
Well, I just said I didn't love it. I just said the few things wrong with it. I'm just pointing them out.
Legend and I have zero complaints about this particular match.
I still gave it a 9. I gave it a 9. I'm not giving it a 10.
We
are.
We gave it 10.
We are. He kept looking at me like, am I actually going to do it or not?
Yeah, this was a fucking 10.
10?
10.
I will say I do it. I'm just going to say it now. The WrestleMania 28 one is also a 10 because I like that better than this one.
Well, because that one was more storyline driven. This one was more action. But hey, it was nonstop action from two old timers who weren't in their full-time career at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't say it sucked. I still loved it. I love the action. I love the drama of it.
I'll say it like this, because you gave this a 9, you gave the Punk Orton match a 9. I gave this a 10 because I thoroughly enjoyed this more than that match, and I love that match.
I'll agree.
I'm just saying, Punk and Orton could have closed this show.
Oh, no, they definitely could have. And it could have been a 10.
Either one of those two matches could have closed the show.
Yeah, true. Well, so there's like half the show right there, so we're almost done.
I'm pretty sure Miz and Cena only closed the show because everybody's going to freak out when the Rock bottoms Cena.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, shit, they're going to do it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. Yeah.
All right.
So we go straight into the let you up match.
Wow, you got put in a terrible spot on this card match.
So it's a mixed tag team match. So we have Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool, which is Michelle McCool and Layla. Well, actually, we forgot to talk about at the end of the match, Undertaker couldn't get up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And Undertaker was carted away.
Yeah. And that feeds into the next match, because Taker says, I'm not going out like that. I may have won, but I didn't win, so I gotta get you back. Yeah. And that's what Hell in a Cell comes in.
But anyways, then you got Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool versus the team of John Morrison and Trish Stratus.
Who I thought didn't come back until the thing a couple years back.
And one of these things just doesn't belong here. Snooki from the Jersey Shore. First, you get Vicky Guerrero cutting her, excuse me.
Which is fine.
Excuse me. Let's move on.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
She said that her team is going to win, which, duh, anyone is going to say their team's going to win. If you say, my team's going to lose, I'd fucking laugh.
Dolph Ziggler, the job guy over here.
So it starts off with Snooki slapping Ziggler.
Oh.
Poor Zigzag.
Trish chops Michelle. Trish does an X Factor to Michelle. So Michelle tries to go for the Faith Breaker, aka the Styles Clash, twice.
Okay, that's what she calls it, okay.
Once is on the top rope, and Michelle and Trish actually fall off the top rope.
Yeah,
they're doing a spot where they're slugging it out.
I'm just glad they caught themselves.
There was also some nice Trish ass crack in there.
Yum.
Yeah, why didn't you say hello? Hi, Trish. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Layla. Hi, Snooki. You didn't do anything.
You didn't give me a chance, dude. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. They know who I am. They got my number. Don't worry about it.
Trish does a dive onto both members of Lay Cool. Trish does a chick kick to Michelle. Morrison, at this point, comes in the ring and does Starship Pain to Ziggler on the outside, which actually looked pretty cool. Snooki comes in. And I was like, this part is going to suck.
Guarantee you, she spent like her entire time that she knew she was going to have this match, that entire time, in the ring practicing these two spots.
Snooki did the handspring elbow that Chyna did. And
it looked good.
Did it better than Chyna. And then she did like what would you call that, Albert? The part that she did, like...
She did like a
I'll call it a
cartwheel
hands-free.
splash.
like a cartwheel type of deal, but also did a splash at the end to Michelle.
Yeah.
So John Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki win.
Yeah. You pretty much nailed the notes I took. I thought the Starship Pain to a standing Dolph Ziggler was really cool.
Dolph sold that like a motherfucker, and that was actually really cool.
I don't know if he had a choice, because he took most of John Morrison when he got hit.
I didn't know that Morrison would have been able to hit that, though, because the way that he did it, because he pretty much ran, got on the second rope, or on Brett's rope, and fucking just did the Starship Pain onto the outside. I'm like, holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. There's usually does it inside the ring, and the guy's laying prone on the mat. You don't see it to a guy who's standing up. But I guess if there's room on, because Ziggler's on the outside, and there's there's more room for you to do the revolutions, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much to say. You pretty much said everything. I like everyone who got in the match looked okay. This match is exactly what it is. It's the buffer between between the real main event and then the actual main event. Snooki did not overstay her welcome. She was in there for the right amount of time. I'm surprised she got the pin, but hey, look, this is entertainment. This is, hey, look, go get a beer, go get your popcorn, or whatever the fuck.
I think I literally saw somebody get up and say in the front row, like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
and it just may sound weird, but I gave it a 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4. I'm not gonna give it a 5.
No, I don't disagree with that, because this one's not as egregious as the other ones.
You know, I gave it a 5 because Snooki impressed me.
You're like, oh shit, this is a 2. Oh, okay. And it's over? Okay.
Yeah, because if this match would have gone, let's say, 5 minutes longer, had Snooki did a lot more offense, it would have been worse. If Snooki would have botched her two things...
like Maria Menounos comes to mind.
I can't remember her doing bad, but I can't remember her doing good.
But she did more, and that's what I'm saying.
She did.
She did more, and more does not necessarily mean better.
Like Snooki did 2 moves. Snooki nailed both of the moves. They actually looked pretty good.
I still laugh at Michelle jumping like a few inches further to make the sell on the hit look a little better.
Well, because she didn't. It like you said, she probably didn't think Snooki would have been able to hit that handspring elbow, so she jumped into it.
Yeah, she might have protected Snooki there. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, the thing is I think that, like Legend said when we were watching it, I think that Michelle thought Snooki wasn't going to do as well, so she tried to jump into it, but Snooki was doing perfectly fine.
So she actually added force into it because they ran into each other.
Yeah. Well, that was more impressive than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be egregious.
I completely forgot about it because they're like, oh, what is this? And then people start like, Trish Stratus goes like, oh, okay. And then Snooki's music is like, fuck.
Oh, we also rated everyone in this match by fuckability?
Nope. This is nope. I mean, it was my thing, but no.
The first second of the match, Legend goes, out of all these ones, I'd fuck Snooki last. And I'm like, even over the dudes? Yup.
Even over Vicky Guerrero?
And then you thought about it.
And I was like, fuck, you're right.
I said Mats, not managers. Managers don't count.
Yeah, not Vicky. So
yeah, I do reach arounds with Ziggler and then Morrison before I even go near Snooki.
See? I wasn't wrong.
Well, I mean, there was one spot where like Trish was like licking her hand to do a chop, and she also like touched Snooki's hand. And I'm like, oh god, you have an STD now.
It's like, oh god, you know those guys from the Jersey Shore? Damn.
Yeah.
Because I said Michelle, Trish, Layla, Morrison, Ziggler, then Snooki.
Damn.
Flip Trish, because Trish is number 1.
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to say the words out loud. So Trish is number 1. Same list. Done.
Albert, come on.
You got, like, it doesn't matter what variation it is. Snooki's in the bottom.
I'm pretty sure what he's saying here is this is almost like the Scorpio Sky bit, where he's just like, all right, can we move on now?
Yeah.
Big penis Scorpio Sky?
No, I'm not doing that again.
Mae Young Tits?
No, the Mae Young Tits thing is never going away.
Okay, if Mae Young shows up on a show, then we have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like when Don Callis shows up.
Jackal.
Then you got to do your dumb Jackal thing.
Sorry, dumb Jackal thing.
69 me, Don.
Okay, that was funny as shit. Like I can't.
I'm gonna have to send you that clip if you haven't seen it.
I don't know if I have or not.
It's from the most recent Dynamite.
No, I
By the
haven't
way,
seen
thanks, Albert. Once your random ass daily match reviews end, we get up to 56 subscribers.
Yeah, we jumped 10 subscribers since the last video I posted.
Which one did you post?
That was literally like the last one. Like that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, now we're bumping up subscribers.
Because my fucking PC's down right now, so it'll be a second.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
So it's kind of backlogging a bunch of shit. So when I get back in, we'll have a bunch of shit to post.
Yeah.
There's a couple there.
So the match reviews are not going away. They're just not going to be daily anymore.
They never were going to be. That was you.
That's true.
All right, whatever.
All right, moving on though.
All right, moving on.
Do we have to? Do we have to? Okay, yeah, we have to. We got
the WWE title match: Miz versus John Cena. First and foremost, I don't know why they did it this particular way, but Justin Roberts announces the following contest is for the WWE Championship. And then you go to Miz's hype package.
Yeah, really weird.
I like Miz's hype package.
Miz's hype package was awesome.
Who was the rapper there?
Kanye.
Was it Kanye West? What?
The song.
Yeah, can you hear me now? You can hate me now. And he's showing like all these like footage of, Hulk Hogan's holding the belt, him on the Real World. Who else? He showed an image of Stone Cold stunning Shawn Michaels.
The Rock was on there.
The Rock was on there, showing himself hosting SmackDown at one point in time.
Yep.
He showed himself with the United States Championship, cutting a promo saying, "Nobody works as hard as me." Showed the angry Miz girl. Showed when he cashed in the Money in the Bank. Like, it was a lot of good stuff on this particular part of it. So then the Miz comes out, awesome, and he pushes away the awesome balloons. Him and Alex Riley come out to the ring.
What was that briefcase that Alex Riley had?
Before it was the Money in the Bank briefcase. At this point in time, I don't know what the fuck it's for.
I'm pretty sure it's just a fucking briefcase, so you can smack people with it.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
So then you start hearing some gospel singers singing. They're singing about Jesus or whatever.
I know that Jesus comes into the actual video package.
Then the video package comes on and some priest is telling us,
let us pray.
Let us pray. John Cena.
And Lord we trust, all that shit.
Yeah, we're showing John Cena fucking winning championships and crying and talking to kids or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the choir going, my time is now. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now.
Yeah, they start singing some of the lyrics, yeah.
And then they're just singing random shit, and some this one black lady's going really high notes. I don't know what the hell she's saying.
I was hoping at some point that they would start doing the horn thing.
Me too. I was hoping that too.
But they didn't. It's oh man, come on.
I was hoping the choir would just start going.
The choir.
Do.
They could have done some weird ass choir rendition of it.
That would have been hilarious. So Cena's obviously ahead of his time. You can't say that he doesn't support Black Lives Matter because there was not a single white person out there.
Yeah.
So then John Cena's music hits and they all stop singing. Alright, so Miz is in the ring. Cena's in the ring.
Do it.
We're ready to go.
Well, you just push your nipple, whatever.
I didn't try to do it the full way you do it.
It sounded like you were going to do it.
No. So, Miz does a side headlock to Cena. Miz does the shoulder tackle to Cena.
Alright.
Cena does a hip toss to Miz. And at this point, Jerry Lawler says a line about Miz. Every time someone does a move to Miz, Miz's blood boils.
Okay.
I was like, okay, why? Does that mean he's just constantly pissed?
Sure.
Sure.
Miz does his corner clothesline to Cena. Cena does a gut wrench suplex to Miz, which actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Miz does a modified rock bottom to Cena. Cena does his top rope leg drop The Miz. And at this point, I'm looking at Legend going, this isn't a typical Cena match. Typical Cena match is he gets his ass kicked for about 20 minutes, and then he does his 5 moves and wins.
And then Cena gets his ass kicked.
He does.
Yeah, so Miz does a running boot to Cena. Miz does a big boot to Cena. Miz does a baseball slide to Cena.
It's the Miz, there's a medium-sized boot.
Miz does a running knee lift to Cena, who's on the apron. Then Cena comes in and starts doing his world-famous shoulder tackles that Albert loves.
Just don't punch him. I don't care about that part. Just don't throw a punch.
Then Cena does his spin-out powerbomb thing.
Somebody punched him.
Does his 5-knuckle shuffle to Miz. Miz does his Miz DDT to Cena.
I love that move.
Me too.
Miz does a backbreaker, neck breaker combo where he hits the back on his knee and then does a neck breaker.
I think it was hilarious. Like, it looked good, but it was funny because I noticed it when we were watching it, that Cena was already in the layout position before Miz grabbed his neck for the neck breaker part.
True.
Yeah, a little bit timing issue there.
He was already in the air, ready to fall back.
So then Cena does the STF to Miz, which is really weird because at certain points he was doing it, he looked like he was actually doing it all right, and then there was other points where it's like, no.
To me, it all looked fake. I can't unsee how he does it. And no matter what match he's in, I can't unsee it.
So Miz at one point just
He must have loved it when Shawn Michaels tapped out at WrestleMania 23.
Yep.
Okay.
So then at one point Miz takes the turnbuckle pad off, and Alex Riley throws John Cena into the exposed turnbuckle. Miz hits the skull crushing finale onto Cena. Cena does the AA to Miz. Riley hits Cena with the briefcase because the referee is distracted by the turnbuckle pad.
Stupid ref.
And he hits him right in the head.
Wham!
Then Miz picks up the briefcase and accidentally hits Riley with it. Cena does another AA to Miz, where this one he fucking pretty much just drops him. So then Cena clotheslines Miz into the timekeeper's area on the outside.
That's a good spot.
So then they're counting, and this is the point where Miz does a DDT to Cena, but it looks like Cena's doing a spear at the same time onto the concrete.
We all know Miz took the brunt of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Miz is concussed at this point in time. You don't know what the fuck's going on. So the referee counts him out. Then The Rock comes out.
If you smell.
Nothing like using the end of the main event to WrestleMania 27 to set up the main event to the next year's WrestleMania.
Then the anonymous general manager email thing goes off.
It doesn't matter.
He goes, I've received an email from the anonymous Raw general manager.
This is the best part of the match.
This was great. I loved it.
And he goes, he starts to saying what the email says, and he goes, it doesn't matter what you think, and chucks the laptop.
Yeah, so the Raw GM thinks, and The Rock just stops. It's like, you all know what I'm going to say. It doesn't matter what you think, and he breaks the computer apart. It's great.
So then The Rock says, this isn't how WrestleMania is going to end. WrestleMania is not over.
The Rock says.
It's going to be no count out, no disqualification. So then, randomly you see The Miz, who's knocked the fuck out, getting back into the ring.
He's on the Fruit Loop troop right now.
So I have a theory about this, because when The Rock does that, he doesn't know exactly how bad it is yet. Yep. I feel like the match itself was supposed to go a little longer before The Rock got in there and does the ending.
So The Rock does the Rock bottom to Cena. And right before that, he attempts to AA Miz again. But Miz, slips out of it, but is dazed as hell. So Miz pretty much just lays on Cena. 1, 2, 3. The Miz wins. Defends his title. Doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And you can tell Miz doesn't know what's going on, because when he wins the match, he's out of it.
Well, the moment that he completed the pin, Cena rolled over and started talking in his ear, trying to tell him, all right, focus right now so you can do this next bit.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Because The Rock beats the shit out of him to end the show.
Yeah, The Rock gives Miz the spine buster. And it wasn't... He was trying to close or Irish whip him onto the ropes, but Miz could not do it.
So he did like a weird throw underneath, then spine buster thing.
And then he does the people's elbow to the Miz.
Because yay.
The Rock's music plays, and we fade to black.
I still think it would have had an additional like 5 minutes to it if Miz wasn't fucking gone.
Potentially, sure.
The Rock would have stayed out there and then eventually got in there and fucked him over. Because I feel like from the moment he announced it that way to what ended up happening, it felt like they just had to do it then.
Yeah, I felt like it was a little rushed at that particular moment.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, because the Miz was injured. He was not into it.
Yeah, it's there was a match. I think it was like a SummerSlam in 2001. I think it was Angle, Rock, and Triple H. Or Angle had a concussion in that match, but I think he left and came back, and he was still doing spots when he came back. So at this point, could the Miz have recovered? I doubt it, because at least if he goes to the back, maybe they can evaluate him for a second. But there's no way they could do that now. So unfortunately, they had to cut the match short. So yeah, I think you're right. They probably cut about 5 minutes off of this match, which doesn't surprise me because their match were like a little bit too long anyway. But this one was short because of necessity. So.
Well, this match ended up being like 15 minutes longer, so, I mean...
Yeah, with the additional added, it's probably just under 16 or so. I think I remember timing it. I can't remember what it came out at.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, so I dug the entrances here. The both of them are really cool. The hype packages for this match was really cool. Even though Miz and Cena don't have a story at all, but Cena just wants to win the title, Miz wants to defend it.
Yeah, that was your story.
Like, main event. Yeah,
so,
just to get to The Rock and Cena. That's all it was.
I'm just saying that there's like no real story for any of these matches. None.
No,
except for Punk and Orton. Sorry, Punk and Orton and Ray and Cody. But other than
Taker
that,
and Triple H had a story too, but
barely.
It was just to finish what Sean started.
Yeah, he wanted to defend his friend's honor by beating the streak.
He took his career from him.
Yeah, actually read about that. Because, it's just like, other than that, everything else was put together. I guess maybe they just had issues with
Lawler and Cole had a story, too.
No one cares.
But it sucked.
Right.
No one cares. No one cares.
Because Cole cost Lawler the WWE title.
No one cares.
Hey, they brought Brian Christopher back for a night.
One high spot. No one cares.
R.I.P. Brian Christopher.
At the beginning of the match, did you see the bell ring before Kyoto signaled for it? And then Kyoto signaled for it?
You called it.
It was so weird because it's like, why are you signaling for it when it already rang?
It's so funny. I rewinded back like, wait, did he just do what I think he just did? I did a little freaking Booker T. Did I just see what I think I saw, or whatever the fuck he says? It's so funny.
Booker T always goes, tell me you didn't just say that.
Yeah, tell me I just didn't see that. Yeah. I thought the match itself was pretty good, all the way up until Miz got his head fucked up. But did you guys see a botch in the middle of the match? Where it looked like Cena just jumped right past Miz. I don't know what the fuck was going on. It looked like Miz was going for like a drop toe hold. And I think Cena was going for his shoulder tackles and flew right over Miz.
Yeah, I saw that because he almost flew out of the ring.
It was like, god damn, dude.
It was weird.
Obviously, it's going to happen. I didn't think it would happen in the main event of WrestleMania, but hey, look, shit happens, so it's whatever. It wasn't so egregious. It probably wouldn't have been obvious. They could have found a way to play it off, like these pros do.
Well, exactly. If it would have been a situation where, let's say, Riley was on the apron at that point, maybe it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it was just a mistake.
Yeah,
I can forgive this. It's no big deal. Shit happens.
Yeah.
The SCFU looked like shit. I didn't like it. 3 false finishes in this match as well. I mean, come on. So much for the Skullcrusher finale being a finisher, right? I know it's John Cena. I know. But I'm surprised Miz kicked out of the AA. I was very surprised by that.
Me too. I was surprised.
WrestleMania main event. It's the only reason I can give you an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of the Rock stuff with the anonymous GM was... Did you see that, Jim Ross was like, well, I guess I got to answer the email, and Rock was like, no. You stay right there.
Well, yeah, and then Lawler goes, I think he wants me to answer it because he's wearing, for some reason, he's wearing a Stone Cold shirt too.
Because he was still in his wrestling gear. He never got to go backstage, so they gave him a shirt.
Yeah, because then he goes, I think he wants me to answer it, and Rock goes out and does it himself.
Yeah. Let's see, going down here, The Rock restarts it. Then The Rock bottom of Cena. They win. World Champ plays the third wheel again in this situation. Miz is the third wheel between The Rock and Cena because it's all about Rock and Cena. And, yeah, I wrote down Miz is out of it because, like, you can see it on his face. He has no idea. And in fact, I got a funny story. I got a funny story. So the Miz had an interview. He was talking about his concussion. And he said his dad was getting so annoyed with the Miz asking him the same question over and over again. His dad went and took pictures with like everybody backstage and showed them to the Miz the next day. He's like, Dad, why'd you do that? Because you were annoying me with this. You kept asking me the same question over and over again. So that's when he took pictures with everybody and showed them to you. I thought that was funny. And the Miz is like, oh, cool, I appreciate that. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna do a little armchair booking here, and I'm no expert here, but like, why not have the Miz win clean, and then The Rock comes down and whips Cena's ass? The same
not
thing
gonna
could
lose
have happened.
That's why.
What's that?
A heel's got a heel.
They're gonna make Cena look strong for his bout with The Rock, so he can't lose clean the year before.
But the thing
especially
is,
to the Miz.
The thing is though, is you don't necessarily need to make Cena lose clean.
It's not because of The Rock.
Yeah, you don't need The Rock to be involved because technically The Rock could just go out there beat his ass afterwards because on the Raw 1000 episode where they had like, I think it was Punk, Triple H, or Punk, Big Show, and Cena or Rock tried to fuck over Cena on that match too.
Yeah, I get that. But in this match, Miz could have got Miz could have legit joined the main event if he beat Cena here clean, and then The Rock comes out and then he whips Cena's ass and the crowd goes home happy anyway.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, and just like, he would have to still whip Miz's ass too.
Miz can just roll away. It's fine.
Well, it does set up when when Cena and Rock teamed up against Miz and Truth.
Also, actually, to the point that he just brought up, there is a way that maybe they reshuffled the finish because there's no way with the restart that Miz was actually going to be able to beat Cena clean if he wanted to.
Well, yeah, because the way that Cena...
So they may have had to flip script right away. They probably had something in The Rock's ear to, like, talk to him.
Yeah, because, like, when Cena did the AA to Miz, like, right before the finish, he attempts the AA to Miz, Miz gets on the apron, and Cena puts him back in the ring in the most awkward way ever, like, using his neck.
Yeah.
It's very possible that they were in The Rock's ear or something. It's like, all right, just get in there and rock bottom Cena, I guess, so we can get this over with.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I got a feeling Miz would have won thing one way or the other. So yeah, I get that.
I don't think he would, but
heel's got a heel, man.
But I know. But like, could you imagine if Miz had won that match clean? Is the point I'm trying to get?
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I'd prefer a clean win.
Yeah.
Interesting to see the heel go over clean in a Mania main event.
Yeah, but the thing is, still the last thing you see is The Rock, and it's funny because this is the last thing you see is The Rock in this main event or this WrestleMania 28. The last thing you see is The Rock, and then the
last thing you see at WrestleMania 28 is Cena on the ground, like sitting
because
there crying.
Lost to The Rock.
Yeah, because he lost to The Rock, and then WrestleMania 29 you see The Rock again. At the end,
because he lost that,
you see Cena celebrating.
Cena beat The Rock that way.
I know, but I'm just saying, like The Rock is in the last little bit thing you see for 3 straight WrestleManias in 2011. Come on.
I don't know. The 2012 match was good at 28.
Yeah, The Rock had drawing power. That's why.
29 was iffy.
The
Rock had drawing power. That's why McMahon kept going back to that well.
I know. I understand. That's why he keeps going back to Brock Lesnar. I understand that, but that's just because like he keeps Vince McMahon can't like get over the fact that like his guys aren't drawing because he won't push them right or create or book them right or whatever, and he keeps relying on past talent to get the crowds to come in.
You can't book them right because it's PG, and PG stories don't work with adult audiences.
Well, plus on top of that too, like The Rock, actually has better drawing power than Lesnar because look at how much you use Rock compared to Lesnar.
Well, one, The Rock is the biggest celebrity in the world.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But like The Rock will come out, and first off, 98% of the time, like they'll announce him like a week in advance after the tickets have already been sold.
Yeah, because they're selling TV. They're not selling the show. They're selling TV.
And then on top of that, when The Rock's on the TV, you get better ratings because you never know what the fuck The Rock's gonna do. Whether he's making fun of Rusev, like that time he was randomly on SmackDown, not even advertised, where he made fun of Sandow and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
There was the time where he fucking came out and had the rap battle with Cena.
Wasn't there one where I think Stone Cold had just walked out of the company and then The Rock comes on the following Raw, right when they changed it to WWE from WWF to WWE, and he says, "Get the F out." I don't think that was planned either.
Well, that was after Scorpion King, though.
Oh, maybe it was planned. I don't know. It seemed like it was pretty random to me.
We didn't rate that
Like-
match.
Yeah, so what is it? What's your rating on that match, Albert?
Oh, it's tough because, like, I can't look at it like what should have been versus what happened. I want to give it a 7, but I got to give it a 6. It just wasn't. It just got fucked up halfway through, and it's not anybody's fault.
I'm going 6 as well.
I'm also going a 6 for 2 reasons. One, it's probably a 7 at a B show. WrestleMania main event, that's not a 7. Even with what happened.
Yeah.
Your WrestleMania main event should have like an actual story between the two competitors before the match even starts. Versus,
True.
hey, I want a number 1 contendership. I want the title.
True. Yeah, I mean that's not really a story. It's a circumstance. That's it.
Well,
It's not a
exactly.
story.
Just like if Del Rio and Edge would have main evented, it would have been the same situation. Okay, you want a title match. That's your story.
That's not a story.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I mean, if anything, Edge had the only story in that match because he wanted to defend his title for once in his life at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, nothing.
So you can complain about The Rock being the main feature of this one, 28, 29, but the very next one after that, you got your moment. Seth Rollins
I know.
swinging the title around like a fucking maniac.
No, that was 2 years.
That was
Yeah.
31. 30
Yeah,
was 31 was Daniel Bryan's moment.
Yeah, 30
30
had
was
Daniel
Bryan's
Bryan.
moment. Yeah, you're right. 30 was Daniel Bryan. Then you got the Seth Rollins swinging the title around.
Plus, hey, at WrestleMania 30, you open with Rock and Hogan and Austin.
Yeah, but that didn't need to happen either.
Here in Detroit, Michigan, or wherever the fuck it was. Did Hulk Hogan?
They were in
That
New
was-
Orleans, so is it the
It's the Superdome.
Superdome? But he kept
It's
saying
Silverdome.
Silverdome.
Fucking Hogan.
Alright, let's wrap it up.
But all right,
Yep.
so this is a show that it's weird to say because it's like half of the show fucking really good, watch it, but the stuff that's bad is bad.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
if
everything.
you want to
Yeah,
watch
like-
the main event, sure, but you can avoid that.
There's 2 really watchable matches on this card, for sure.
So, well, 3, you can watch Rey Mysterio, Cody.
Yep.
You can throw on Orton and Punk. And you can throw on Taker and Triple H.
Yep.
And the backstage segments.
Yeah, with the Rock. Everything else is just don't worry about it.
Watch the Snoop Dogg one if you can.
I'll go find that for you when we get off of here.
Yeah,
If you can't
yeah.
find it.
Luckily the network lets you select the episodes of the pay per view. So at least there's that. You can just go right to the Triple H match and just watch that, and you're good. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Those 3 matches and some of the Rock segments with Pee Wee Herman and Eve are about it.
And I mean, if you really want to watch the really short fucking 8-man tag, sure. Like, the only reason why we rated it bad is because it was so fucking short. You had no time to do anything.
It wasn't a match, it was a squash.
It's a blink and you miss it type of situation.
Hey, look at these
Yeah.
8 guys in the ring, and Big Show hit him with a fist. It's over.
Same with the Snooki thing. That's a pretty much blink and you miss it too.
Yeah, I guess if you want to see Snooki do a handspring elbow, by all means watch it. But other than that,
If you think Snooki's hot, go for it.
Yeah, you must live in Jersey.
Joyzy.
Jersey.
Shore.
Alright, let's wrap it up. Let's get out.
All
This
right.
is an interesting show.
Albert will be in studio next week.
Absolutely.
Alright, cool.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.